Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. And today, I want to explain how Tyrese Maxey or Coby White didn't deserve Most Improved Player last year. And first of all, the player who won, who most people thought Coby White should have won. I have an argument against why I think he shouldn't have won that. But Tyrese Maxey definitely didn't deserve it. I mean, not definitely. You know, he definitely had a good case for it. Just that it's most improved player is usually like a player that just broke out all of a sudden and became really, really good. Maxey was already good because the season before he was averaging 20 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3.5 assists as a number 2 or as a number 3 option behind James Harden and Joel Embiid. So the fact that he's averaging 20 like as a third option while playing next to other good scorers like Tobias Harris and a bunch of other role players on the bench, that's really good, right? So it's really not that hard to understand that after James Harden got traded, it's not that surprising his shots went way up like it did in the 2023-2024 season where he won Most Improved Player. His points went up by 6, basically. His assists almost doubled, which is pretty good and everything. Just that James Harden, this number 2 option, was gone, meaning he's going to become the number 2 option. And also Joel Embiid was injured for most of the season, so the fact that he took so many shots and the fact that, he was making them, he was scoring a lot, isn't that surprising. Seriously. He literally was the number 1 option for most of the season. Dude was already a great scorer even while being a number 3 option the season before. So I already saw that coming from a mile away. As soon as I saw Harden got traded, I was like, oh, Tyrese Maxey is probably gonna become like a really, really good player, maybe even an all-star. That's what I thought at the beginning of the season, and what I thought ended up becoming true. And it's really not that surprising he won Most Improved, that he, became even better. I know he took a star leap. He definitely got not way better, but he still definitely got a lot better. But it's really dude, like I said, it's not that hard to, it's not that hard or surprising to. The fact that he won Most Improved, not Most Improved, but he improved like this, And on the other hand, people thought Coby White deserved it over Maxey, and I agree with that sentiment too. But at the same time, Coby White breaking out like this isn't also. I mean, it was kind of surprising, but it's not as surprising. It's really not too surprising though, if you know what I mean. Because I know he averaged 19 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 5 assists on pretty good efficiency. And he was averaging 10 the season before, 13 the season before as well. But his career high at that point until last season was this 15 points per game season in his second season in the NBA. He averaged 15, and he pretty much averaged just the exact same stats as the 2023-2024 season, just on worse efficiency and 4 less points. But at the same time, the number 1 option on the Bulls, Zach LaVine, was injured for most of the season. Nikola Vucevic had a down year, I'd say. DeMar DeRozan's getting older. DeMar was still incredible for him, still one of the most clutch players in the NBA, still a really, really good scorer. But he was, he was still getting older, So, the number 1 option is injured for most of the season. The number 3 option is having a down year. The number 4 option, Lonzo Ball, is literally also injured. And overall, Patrick Williams wasn't getting any better. I would assume it kind of broke out last year as well, along with Coby White. But he's on a bad Bulls team, so it's really not too surprising that he broke out like this. I'd say it's still surprising, just not that surprising as shocked as people were when it first happened. Because, he literally averaged 15, 4, and 5, which is virtually the same stats as last season's, when he was in contention for Most Improved Player. And, his minutes jumped by over 13. So aside from the massive minutes increase, and also the fact that he averaged 15 the season before, and the reason why his scoring went down to begin with, because his playing time was getting dropped by 5 minutes, pretty much 5 minutes every single season. So that's why his stats were going down to begin with. So he was already clearly a good player, still had potential and everything. It's just that he finally got playing time, which he got 36 minutes per game, which is a lot, you know, because he had to replace Zach LaVine because he's a 2 guard like Zach LaVine. But I don't think he deserved it. And I know y'all are probably thinking that who deserves it over him, and that player is most deserving of most improved player, and hell, he's in contention for it right now as well. But Jalen Johnson, one of my favorite players in the NBA right now, he completely broke out last year though, because his scoring tripled, his rebounds more than doubled. His assists also, I think, like almost doubled as well right here. You know, his blocks and steals went way up. His efficiency got a lot better actually, since he actually started hitting threes and shooting more threes. And overall, from not only from like an improved, like from a stats perspective, Coby White and Maxey's, both their stats, like, you know, went up a lot, but it didn't go up as high as Jalen Johnson's. Jalen Johnson was like a really raw prospect up until like last season, you know, not even a prospect, just like a really like young, like athletic player. That's all he could really do at that point. But he broke out and now he became a really, really good player. You know, a good defender, great rebounder, good finisher inside and everything. Can kind of pass for someone of his size, you know. I mean, seriously, you can tell, like you know, most improved players an award for people who surprisingly broke out all of a sudden, and also just overall improved as a player. Jalen Johnson's improvement as a player, not only from the stats perspective, but also from the eye test and just like becoming a better basketball player. Jalen clearly got better than both of these guys. Since you can already tell Maxey was clearly very talented, like I previously said, it's not that surprising that he broke out like this all of a sudden. Coby White, it's more surprising, but he was still clearly talented before that. You know, he averaged 15 per game at one point, you know. The only reason why his stats went down so low was because his minutes were getting decreased because of Zach LaVine playing more, and like not Lonzo, he was injured for like 3 seasons, but still. Overall, you know, from, like I said, from the stats perspective and also just from like getting better as a player, Jalen Johnson clearly got even better. And hell, even this season he's in most improved player conversation, and I think he's going to be an all-star this year, and he should be an all-star. Dude's averaging 20, 10, 5.5 assists, 1.2 blocks, and 1.4 steals per game on pretty good efficiency, which is really, really good. And honestly, he's arguably the best player on the Hawks. Because, okay, you know, Trae Young's clearly a better player, but Trae's so inconsistent, not to mention still terrible on defense, while Jalen Johnson is a great defender and is actually consistent. Now, let me search up his shot. Yeah. You know, he's had a couple mid-games, but at the same time, he's still been consistently scoring the same amount he's averaging, if not more, as of recent, you know. His three-point shot's been kind of inconsistent at times, but that still doesn't matter. He's still been a really, really good passer for not a big man, but for a power forward, you know. He's one of the best rebounders in the NBA, averaging 10 rebounds per game at only 6'8", which is really crazy as well. And overall, dude's been balling out for the Hawks. And he arguably, I mean, I think Dyson Daniels should win Most Improved Player this year over Jalen. But Jalen's clearly gotten better even this year as well. But last season, definitely he deserved it a lot more. I know his playing time, like Jalen's playing time, you know, because John Collins got traded, which was their starting power forward. John Collins got traded, so that's why Jalen's playing time went more than doubled, I think. Yeah, more than doubled. But at the same time, his for double the playing time, most of his stats almost tripled, which is really, really good. Seriously. I'd say that's probably like one of the biggest statistical increases I've ever seen, I guess, you know, in terms of like scoring and stuff like that. And it's super impressive that he did that, really. And he definitely deserved it over Maxey. Definitely deserved it over Coby White as well. And it's a shame that he didn't get it over them, honestly. And at the same time, Jalen did only play 56 games that season, I think. But, I mean, that's still healthy enough. Actually, wait, what? Is that why he didn't win it? Wait. What's the required amount of games to play in NBA until you get a award. Ah, damn. 65 games? Okay. Okay. That might be the reason why he didn't win it, because he only played 55 or 56, which is 9 below what he needs to. At the same time, though, no one was really talking about him as most of people were, floating his name around. People were, saying he could, actually, wait, what? Required amount of games for most improved player NBA. Okay, so it is 65. I thought it was fuck, why am I stuttering? I thought it was just the MVP and DPOI, but no, it turns out it was all the other awards as well. But at the same time, I didn't really see people talking about him as most improved player, which is fucking crazy, because his stats literally tripled. Dude, like, shit crazy. Definitely, I mean, technically he's not eligible for it, but people should have been saying he deserved it over the other two, which people thought Coby White deserved it. I think Coby deserved it over Tyrese, but at the same time, Jalen definitely, if he played the required amount of games, definitely deserved it over both of them easily. So, yeah, that's that. Bye, guys.